Good morning and welcome to the Northeast Independent School District's JROTC Review and Recognition Ceremony. I am Master Sergeant John Tejirina, your narrator for today's ceremony. Ranked among the elite of over 1,700 Army JROTC programs nationwide, NEISD programs continue to set the standard for excellence. We produce leaders who balance academic achievement with a deep-seated commitment to service. Today's celebration honors every cadet who has answered the call to live by the cadet creed and wear the uniform with distinction. Thank you for joining us to recognize the dedication and character of these fine young citizens. We are joined today by many distinguished guests and friends and are honored to have with us today Mr. Rudy Jimenez, NEISD Chief of Schools and Leadership. Mr. Tyler Shoesmith, NEISD Executive Director, Pupil Personnel. Mrs. Lori Murrock, Principal, Winston Churchill High School. Mr. Gregory Hilbig, Assistant Principal, Legacy of Educational Excellence High School. Mr. Joaquin Hernandez, Principal, Douglas MacArthur High School. Mr. Brian Norwood, Principal, Theodore Roosevelt High School. Mr. Eric Wernley, Principal, James Madison High School. Ms. Jennifer Hansen, Assistant Principal, Ronald Reagan High School. Mrs. Candace Pearson, Principal, Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. We also have with us today a number of special guests. Mr. Joseph Bray, Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army Emeritus. Colonel Aristotle Vasilides, Chief of Staff, United States Army Medical Center of Excellence. Retired Colonel Larry Lamborn, representing the American Legion. And retired Sergeant Major Ramon Lara, former instructor and JROTC operations specialist for NEISD. Welcome to our distinguished guests. Today's ceremony features the formation of troops, inspection, presentation of colors, honors to the nation, awards, and pass-in review. Please direct your attention to the front left of the formation as the adjutant, Cadet Major Jason Rushing from Legacy of Educational Excellence High School, calls the brigade to the final line, marking the official start of our ceremony.
Bring your units to attention! Sound adjutant's call! Ma'am, the command is formed.
Take your post. Bring your units to order arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, our next event will be the arrival of the official party. Our official party for today's ceremony is our reviewing officer, Colonel William LaChance, Director of Army Instruction, Northeast Independent School District, and our brigade commander, Cadet Colonel Andrea Santos from Douglas MacArthur High School. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Julissa Maciel from Legacy of Educational Excellence High School.
Bring your units to preset arms! Bring your units to order arms and parade rest! Ma'am, the command is prepared for inspection.
The reviewing officer and brigade commander will now troop the line to inspect the assembled cadets. This time-honored tradition began in the era of the Roman Empire when commanders would inspect the fitness and readiness of soldiers before battle. Today, our reviewing party will review the assembled cadets to assess overall discipline and esprit de corps. The units on the field make up the 7 JROTC cadet battalions within the Northeast Independent School District. Starting from your left is the Charger Battalion of Winston Churchill High School. The instructors are Captain Keisha Spalding and Master Sergeant Terry Caesar. Next is the Volunteer Battalion from the Legacy of Educational Excellence High School. The instructors are Lieutenant Colonel Kyle Henson and First Sergeant Hector Reyes. The volunteers are followed by the Brahma Battalion from MacArthur High School. The instructors are Major Keith Stutz and Sergeant Major Christina Perales. Up next is the Rough Rider Battalion from Theodore Roosevelt High School. The instructors are Major Jamel Garner, Command Sergeant Major Jody Stanley, and Sergeant First Class Nicholas Morales. Our next unit is the Maverick Battalion from James Madison High School. The instructors are Lieutenant Colonel Scott Coast and First Sergeant Jesse Hernandez. The Rattler Battalion from Ronald Reagan High School is the next unit up. The instructors are Lieutenant Colonel Chad Livingston and Master Sergeant John Tejerina. Rounding out our formation today is the Jaguar Battalion from Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. The instructors are Major Thomas Groggett and Command Sergeant Major Richard Sizer.
Bring your units to attention!
The next event will be the presentation of colors and honors to the nation.
Color Center, march! Ma'am, the colors are present.
Assume your post and present the command.
Bring your units to present arms! Detachment, present arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Those in uniform should render the hand salute. All others are asked to place your right hand over your heart. Thank you. Please be seated.
Bring your units to order arms! Order arms. Detachment. Post. March.
We will now begin the awards and recognition portion of our ceremony.
All to be recognized. Advance with your colors.
We are incredibly proud to recognize the outstanding achievements of our cadets and their schools. The honors shared today represent only a small subset of the many accolades earned throughout the year. While many individual successes will be celebrated at the campus level during local ceremonies, today we will focus specifically on scholarships and military enlistments. Additionally, team recognitions will be reserved for those who earned national titles. We invite you to view the full list of our team's impressive accomplishments in your event program. As cadets are called, they will quickly break ranks and double time to a position forward of their formation so they may be readily identified. Please feel free to cheer for your cadet as you hear his or her name. However, I encourage you not to clap for each other after each name. I will stop at the end of each school to give everyone an opportunity to recognize the achievements of all cadets. Thank you. We will begin to the far left with the Winston Churchill High School Charger Battalion. James Borski has been accepted to Texas A&M University and will be in the Corps of Cadets. Texas A&M awarded him $8,000 in scholarships. Solomon Needham enlisted in the United States Navy for 6 years as a nuclear propulsion technician. Christian Arguello enlisted in the United States Marine Corps Reserves for 6 years in reconnaissance. After capturing the 5th Brigade Unarmed Drill Team Championship, the Queens Guard Drill Team traveled to Daytona Beach, Florida to compete in the All-Army National Championships, where they placed 3rd in exhibition drill and 5th in inspection and 5th place overall. At All-Service Drill Nationals, Nadalyn Sanchez and Jimena Quintanilla took 4th place in dual exhibition. The Churchill JROTC Leadership and Academic Bowls academic team has advanced to the national championships and will travel to Washington, D.C. in June. This places the Churchill team in the top 34 out of 1,700 Army JROTC teams worldwide. The team members are Cassidy Lee, Genevieve Ortiz, Caleb Hernandez, and Tate Tuttle. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these outstanding cadets. Next are the volunteers for the Legacy of Educational Excellence High School. Aria Sanchez enlisted in the United States Navy for 4 years as a supply logistician. Norlin Rodales enlisted in the United States Navy for 4 years as a boatswain's mate. Jesse Castellon enlisted in the United States Army for 4 years as an infantryman.
This is 8 years.
Isaiah Naijuru enlisted in the United States Marine Corps for 5 years as an engineer. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the volunteers. To the right of the volunteers is the Brahma Battalion of MacArthur High School. Ine Olua Incandeo enlisted into the United States Army Reserves for 6 years as a horizontal engineer. Aiden Hernandez enlisted into the United States Marine Corps for 8 years as an administrative and data analyst. Andrea Santos received various scholarship offers totaling over $670,000. She will be attending Harvard University, where she will major in biomedical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these outstanding cadets. Next, we have Theodore Roosevelt High School's own Rough Rider Battalion. Cheyenne Alvarado enlisted into the Army Reserves for 8 years as a 12 Bravo combat engineer. She has received an $88,000 scholarship offers and will be attending Incarnate Word to study athletic training. Caleb Batiste received $88,000 in scholarship offers and will be attending Texas A&M College Station as a member of the Corps of Cadets. Alan Allard enlisted into the Army Reserves for 8 years as a 31 Bravo military police. Victoria Garland received an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy, where she will pursue a degree in aeronautical engineering. Her academy education is valued at over $416,000. Colleen McWilliams received appointments to the United States Military Academy at West Point and the United States Air Force Academy. The combined value of these appointments exceeds $832,000. Colleen has decided to attend the Air Force Academy to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering. Kamora Scott enlisted into the Navy for 4 years as an aviation mechanic. Meredith Bignall has enlisted into the United States Air Force for 4 years as fire protection. Elias Baltieres has been accepted to Norwich University and awarded $92,000 in scholarships and will study business management. Lena Aviles has been accepted to Manhattan University, where she will study in the biochemistry program and has been awarded $64,000 in scholarships. The armed and unarmed drill teams traveled to nationals with the San Juan Guard Armed Drill Team, placing overall 4th in the Army and placing overall 5th in all service. The Riderette Unarmed Drill Team placed overall 3rd in the Army while also placing 3rd in all service exhibition drill. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding Rough Riders. Following the Rough Riders are the Mavericks of James Madison High School. Emily Chandler received scholarships totaling $26,000 and will attend Texas Lutheran University. Manuel Bernal received scholarships totaling $88,000 and will attend the University of Incarnate Word. Cody Coates enlisted in the Texas Army National Guard for 6 years as an all-wheeled mechanic. Alejandro Duarte enlisted in the United States Air Force for 6 years as a cybersecurity specialist. Alicia Lau enlisted in the United States Air Force for 6 years as an emergency medical specialist. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding cadets. At this time, we would ask all parent volunteers to be recognized to please make their way to the track. Next is the Reagan Rattlers. Jacob Rothler received a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship offer to the following schools: Texas A&M University, the University of Incarnate Word, and the University of Texas at San Antonio. His combined scholarship offers are valued at over $292,000. Juan Pablo Sordo Palacios received a $140,000 scholarship to Pere Marquette University. Gabriella Fairchild received an exemplary $56,000 scholarship to Kansas University. Richard Bullock received a Pikes Peak Award of $25,000 to the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Denasia Donay enlisted in the United States Army National Guard as a logistics specialist. Layla James received an $81,000 scholarship to attend Michigan State University. Oliver Ortiz received $560,000 Dean Scholarship to Incarnate Word, and he also enlisted into the Army National Guard as an infantryman. Yavuz Einen received a $316,000 scholarship to Stanford University. Damilola Adeyemi received a $192,000 scholarship to Howard University. The Rattler Guard Armed and Diamondback Unarmed Drill Teams had a great year. Rattler Guard successfully defended their 5th Brigade Regional Drill Championship and then went on to defend their Army National Drill Championship in the Armed Division, giving them back-to-back titles in both events. Rattler Guard is represented by their commander, Cadet Major Carson Hinkson, and Executive Officer Cadet First Lieutenant Oliver Ortiz. The Rattler Guard Color Guard also finished in first place at the All-Service National Competition and is represented by their commander, Cadet First Sergeant Trevor Michoud. In the unarmed division, the Diamondback Drill Team also won first in the Army National Drill Championships, giving them 2 titles in the last 4 years. Diamondback is represented by their commander, Cadet Captain Caitlin Sear, and their executive officer, Cadet Sergeant First Class Marcella Lara. Please join me in celebrating these outstanding Rattlers. Finishing out today is the Jaguar Battalion for Claudia Taylor High School. Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. Genevieve Harris received an Army 3-year ROTC scholarship at the University of North Texas, the University of Texas at San Antonio, and Prairie View A&M University. The combined value of these scholarships are $136,000. Genevieve will attend the University of North Texas. Jonathan Moore received an Embry-Riddle Presidential Scholarship totaling over $64,000. He will attend Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, where he will major in aeronautical science. James Diosher received various scholarship offers totaling over $40,000. He will be attending Texas Tech University, where he will major in environmental geosciences. Caitlin Smith received her Gold Civilian Marksmanship Distinguished Shooters badge. Johnson High School has the highest number of distinguished shooters in the district, more than all of the rest combined. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding Jaguars. Cadet of the Year nominees, please move into position. Like those who came before them, the JROTC graduating class of 2026 has made their mark. Announced on the field today was the award of over $3.8 million in scholarships and 20 enlistments into our military services. We are proud of what this remarkable group has accomplished, and we are grateful for those who have made the decision to serve all of us as members of the armed forces. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2026. Behind every successful program is a cadre of volunteers and parents who raise money, feed and take care of cadets, alter and clean uniforms, chaperone, and do a laundry list of tasks that must be done. The JROTC program appreciates this cadre of volunteers that stands in the shadows so our cadets can stand in the light and be awesome. We are pleased to recognize some of our extraordinary volunteers today and thank them for their support of the JROTC program. Mr. Jesse Lawrence, Churchill High School. Mr. and Mrs. John Coberly, Legacy of Educational Excellence High School. Ms. Tiffany Weintraub, Roosevelt High School. And Mrs. Daisy Ortiz, Madison High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating our parent volunteers. Volunteering, the giving of oneself in the service of others, is at the very heart of the JROTC curriculum and mission to inspire young people to become better citizens. Every year, NEISD cadets volunteer over 11,000 hours in support of our community. Beyond JROTC-sponsored events, many volunteer further, investing hundreds of hours to make a difference in the lives of others. Their selfless service reflects the essence of servant leadership and is an example we should all aspire to. In recognition of outstanding volunteer service, we are proud to introduce a new recognition for our cadets, the Volunteer of the Year. The Volunteer of the Year Award is presented annually to the cadet who has accumulated the highest number of volunteer hours across all NEISD JROTC programs during the year. The recipient is awarded a distinctive uniform badge identifying them as the Volunteer of the Year, a certificate and their name engraved on a perpetual plaque that will be displayed at the winter school until a new Volunteer of the Year is selected. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the Volunteer of the Year Award is Cadet Captain Aaron Harris, Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. Come on up, Miss Harris. NEISD is proud to sponsor our annual essay contest, celebrating the exceptional literary talents of our cadets. This year, students explored the theme of selfless service, with the district's English department selecting a winner based on eloquence and insight. We are honored to recognize a cadet who wrote movingly about her volunteer efforts during last summer's historic hill country floods. This year's winner of the essay contest is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Megan Harris, Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. It is now time to announce our Cadets of the Year. This selection process began with each program nominating a single cadet from every leadership, education, and training level who best embodied the ideals, standards, and spirit of the JROTC program. The nominees underwent a rigorous 6-step evaluation, including an oral board, a written examination, and challenges across leadership, communication, drill, and citizenship. While the competition was incredibly fierce among our exceptional nominees, only one individual could be selected for each level. Our Cadets of the Year will be honored with a distinctive uniform badge identifying them as the top performers at their level. In addition, levels 1 through 3 awardees will receive a certificate of achievement and have their names engraved on a perpetual plaque. This plaque will be proudly displayed at the winner's school until the next Cadet of the Year is announced. We would now like to introduce and recognize the cadets nominated in the Let 1 category. Cadet Private First Class Christine Rodriguez, Churchill High School. Cadet Sergeant Gwendolyn Roberts, Lee High School. Cadet Private Matthew Hogard, MacArthur High School. Cadet Sergeant Madison Bryant, Roosevelt High School. Cadet Corporal Julie Diaz, Madison High School. Cadet Private First Class Isabella Muto, Reagan High School. And Cadet Corporal Dean Elliott, Johnson High School. Please join me in congratulating our Let 1 nominees. Ladies and gentlemen, our Let 1 Cadet of the Year for School 2526 is Cadet Sergeant Madison Bryant, Roosevelt High School. Moving on to the Let 2 category, the nominees are Cadet Second Lieutenant Jacob Villarreal, Churchill High School. Cadet First Sergeant Abraham Sosa, MacArthur High School. Cadet First Lieutenant Janine Glaser, Roosevelt High School. Cadet Master Sergeant Dominic Veracruz, Madison High School. Cadet Staff Sergeant Brianna Peach, Reagan High School. Cadet Private Julian Kahn, Johnson High School. Please join me in congratulating our LET 2 nominees. Ladies and gentlemen, our LET 2 Cadet of the Year for school year 25-26 is Cadet First Lieutenant Janine Glaser, Roosevelt High School. The LET 3 nominees are Cadet Second Lieutenant Danica Villarreal, Churchill High School. Cadet Captain Marissa Coberly, Lee High School. Cadet Second Lieutenant Caitlin Wright, MacArthur High School. Cadet Major Victoria Johnson, Cadet Major Johnson Way, Roosevelt High School. Cadet Sergeant Fernanda Ortiz, Madison High School. Cadet First Lieutenant Brianna Peach, Reagan High School. Cadet Captain Colin Thompson, Johnson High School. Please join me in congratulating our LET 3 nominees. Ladies and gentlemen, our LET 3 Cadet of the Year for school year 25-26 is Cadet Second Lieutenant Caitlin Wright, MacArthur High School. Being named the LET 4 Cadet of the Year is the pinnacle of achievement in our JROTC program. This honor is reserved for a senior who has dedicated their entire high school career to the Corps. While every nominee represents the very best of their respective programs, the competition for this top honor is exceptionally intense. The LET 4 Cadet of the Year receives a distinctive uniform badge, a certificate of achievement, and a ceremonial engraved saber. Their name will also be added to the perpetual traveling trophy to be displayed prominently at their school throughout the coming year. Furthermore, this cadet is promoted to the grade of Cadet Colonel and appointed as the brigade commander, making them the highest ranking cadet in our district. The nominees for the LET 4 Cadet of the Year are Cadet Command Sergeant Major Micah Butler, Lee High School. Cadet Colonel Andrea Santos, MacArthur High School. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Victoria Garland, Roosevelt High School. And Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Genevieve Harris, Johnson High School. Please join me in congratulating our LET 4 nominees. The Northeast Independent School District JROTC Department is proud to announce that the school year 25-26 LET 4 of the Year is Cadet Colonel Andrea Santos. The Superintendent's Trophy was established during the 1987-88 school year by the Director of Army Instruction at the time, Colonel William Code. This award recognizes the single program that has distinguished itself through consistently outstanding performance throughout the academic year. As a traveling trophy, it resides at the winning school for the duration of the following year. It is a source of immense pride for the cadets and a healthy source of trash talk for the instructors. The winner is determined by 13 rigorous indicators ranging from competitive team performance to administrative staff functions. While every program was highly productive this year, only one remained standing at the top. The Northeast Independent School District JROTC Department is proud to announce that the recipient of the school year 25-26 Superintendent's Trophy is the Rough Rider Battalion of Theodore Roosevelt High School.
Colors the commander! Post! March!
We will now recognize the winner of the annual oratorical contest. Like the essay contest, the process starts early with the announcement of the topic. Each program nominates one entry, sending a video of the presentation to the district JROTC office. The district office then selects three to present to a panel of district administration and former JROTC instructors who determine the winner. The winner is recognized with an award of a certificate, name inscription on a perpetual plaque, and is invited to be the featured speaker at today's review. This year, the topic, an excerpt of the Cadet Creed, is "I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism." The winner of the oratorical contest and our featured speaker for today's ceremony is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Victoria Garland, Theodore Roosevelt High School.
I am an Army Junior ROTC cadet. I will always conduct myself to bring credit to my family, country, school, and the Corps of Cadets. We say those words every morning. We stand in formation and repeat them together. Most days, they come out automatically. But at some point, I had to stop and ask myself, do I really mean them? What does it mean to practice good citizenship and patriotism when the uniform comes off? When there is no formation, no inspection, when the expectations are no longer spoken out loud, because that is when it matters most. Citizenship is not automatic. It's something you practice. Patriotism is not just standing for the flag or saying you love your country. It's caring about the people in it. It's choosing to contribute instead of just simply existing. It is choosing responsibility over comfort. When I joined JROTC in 2021, I was not trying to stand out. I was trying to find direction. A few years earlier, my life felt unstable. There was a time when I did not know where I would sleep the next night, moving from hotel to hotel, one new place after the next. My belongings were limited to the things that I could carry. I worried about whether or not anyone would notice. And I carried that burden quietly. When you live like that, your focus changes. You stop thinking long term. You stop thinking about service or leadership. You focus on getting through the day. Those years taught me grit. They taught me how to endure. They taught me not to be embarrassed of my situation and that needing help didn't mean weakness. That surviving is not the same as leading. Surviving kept me alive, but it never asked me for anything bigger than myself. That was until JROTC showed me that strength is not pretending that you are fine. It's showing up anyways. It's asking for guidance. It's becoming the person that you once needed. The structure gave me stability. The standards gave me something to work towards. And for the first time in a long time, I knew what was expected of me. More importantly, I knew I was capable of meeting those expectations. I started as a squad leader. I did not feel fully ready for the responsibilities I had to uphold, but I showed up. That is where I learned my first real lesson about citizenship. It starts with taking care of the people next to you. As I moved up to platoon leader, then command sergeant major, and now as battalion commander, the lessons grew deeper. It's not about the rank on your shoulder. It's about the responsibility, the consistency, and showing up every single day. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Those words by John F. Kennedy remind me that service is not a choice we make when it is convenient. It is a responsibility we accept every single day. I realized that the best way I can bring credit to my country is through service. Not speeches, not titles, service. Whether that means volunteering in my community, helping at local soup kitchens, or assisting over 150 cadets at laying wreaths at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery, every act of service is a decision to put something greater than yourself first. When we as leaders lead physical training in the morning, we are building more than strength. We are building resilience and teamwork. The bond you share with your peers and your community defines citizenship, and the sacrifice and pride behind it embody patriotism. Loving your country means caring about its future, and the future is sitting in our classrooms and standing in our formations. There are cadets in our battalion who are still searching for where they belong. I know that feeling. I try to lead in a way that reminds them that they matter. I want them to see that circumstances alone do not define them. Discipline and character will take them farther than talent alone. I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism. Always does not mean when it is easy. It does not mean when it is convenient. It does not mean when someone is watching. It means in the classroom, giving my best effort when I am tired. It means at home, being someone my family can depend on. It means in this battalion, leading with integrity even when no one is watching. A few years ago, I was so focused on surviving each day. There were nights when I lay awake wondering what the next week would look like. Now, I wake up with purpose. Now, I wake up with something to give. Today, as I stand in formation, leading over 150 cadets, I look back at the difference I have made. That difference is not luck. It is discipline. It is mentorship. It is a service. It is a decision to move from surviving to leading. Citizenship is not a label. It is a daily decision. And every day, I choose it to live up to the words we recite. The words that are no longer automatic, but instead intentional, because I know exactly what they cost and exactly why they matter. And that's it.
Bring your units to attention!
Our last event will be the pass-in review, followed by the playing of the Army song. The brigade commander will direct the pass-in review.
Pass in review!
Approaching the reviewing stand is the Commander of Troops, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jalissa Maciel from Legacy of Educational Excellence High School. The staff consists of Cadet Captain Michael Gomez, Cadet First Lieutenant Johnny Sherman, Cadet Sergeant Michelle Santos, and Cadet Major Jason Rushing. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Charger Battalion of Winston Churchill High School. The Chargers are led by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel James Borsky and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Dylan Martinez. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Volunteer Battalion of the Legacy of Educational Excellence High School. The volunteers are led by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Marissa Coberly and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Micah Butler. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Brahma Battalion of Douglas MacArthur High School. The Brahmas are led by Acting Battalion Commander Cadet Major Sarah Garcia Lopez and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Santiago Salazar. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the color guard approaches the reviewing stand and remain standing until the color guard has passed your position. Our color guard comes to us from MacArthur High School. Texas Guard, Cadet First Sergeant Javier Garcia. Army Flag, Cadet First Sergeant Abraham Sosa. District Flag, Cadet First Sergeant Sabrina Patas. Texas Flag, Cadet Second Lieutenant Caitlin Wright. American Flag, Cadet Private Dante Romero. American Guard, Cadet Second Lieutenant Yesenia Barba. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Rough Rider Battalion of Theodore Roosevelt High School. The Rough Riders are led by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Victoria Garland and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Colleen McWilliams. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Maverick Battalion of James Madison High School. The Mavericks are led by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Kalel Miranda and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Aiden Mata. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Rattler Battalion of Ronald Reagan High School. The Rattlers are led by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Gabriela Fairchild and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Juan Pablo Sordo Palacios. Approaching the reviewing stand is the Jaguar Battalion of Claudia Taylor Johnson High School. The Jaguars are led by Battalion Commander Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Genevieve Harris and Cadet Command Sergeant Major James Dusher. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Army song.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cane is loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for attending and celebrating the accomplishments of our cadets.